everybody, good morning. We're shooting this video for Mario's Cafe in St. Peters, Missouri. I wanted to set up a video discussion. One of the things that we're going to do the American swing versus the Russian swing, but we don't have any kettlebells with us in a restaurant, obviously.
A little awkward swing kettlebells when you're getting donuts. That makes sense.
So tasty donuts.
Yeah.
Alright, so Mike actually had the idea to instead just do a quick video on like why kettlebells versus other styles of training, or even like why we personally love kettlebells. Starting off, I'll let Mike take the lead. He's got the expertise here, and I'll kind of interject whenever I feel it's necessary.
So I get this question a lot: why the kettlebell? And the answer I give them is, kind of a why not. When I really get somebody learning how to link their body together, we're talking total body tension, we're talking very hard style principles of kettlebell training. You're really learning how to move under a load. You're learning how to move under resistance, and you're learning how to move your body in a functional pattern. It's not just stuff where I'm learning how to move my arms so I can curl my bicep 100 times, or I'm learning how to do a chest fly. We're learning how to do movements that you're going to do out and about with your kids. You're going to do the same movements that you would do, running through a park. You're going to do the same movements that you would do, if you have your grandkids over and you want to get off the floor, you might do the same setup as you would for a Turkish get-up.
Right, it's all functional strength. Because I was actually talking to my best friend. He's stationed in Afghanistan right now. He was asking about different things he can interject into his workout, and I was telling him it's all functional strength. It's stuff you can use. And he kind of gave the adage like we're both nerds. He went back to Batman Begins, like, oh, so yeah, what's the point of doing all those push-ups? You can't lift a bloody log, right?
Right.
And or as Pavel puts it, I love this. Like, it doesn't matter if you can do 1,000 punches if you can't knock out your little sister.
Right.
Russians might be crazy, but know how to train. So yeah, it's the same thing. It's strength.
Exactly.
It's strength you're actually going to use.
That it's not limiting. I mean, a lot of people say, well, the kettlebell's limited in the amount of weight you can do. Well, yeah, to a degree, but there's always heavier bells. There's always more sets. There's always more volume. There's always a way to vary it up a little bit so you can always take yourself to that next level. A great example, the other night, I tested myself with a snatch test. I haven't done one in a few months. And I just want to do a little 3-minute snatch test and see how I did. And because of all of the heavy swings I had done, all of the technique I'd been drilling, I hit 70 reps easy. I knew I could hit 100 reps in 5 minutes very, very easily. But my training had, ended for the evening, and I didn't want to overdo it. So I had to put some gas in keep some gas in the tank so I can keep going forward. The bell allows me to do that. It's portable too. The nice thing about kettlebells is that you can take them anywhere. I've had several sessions that we do at the gym here, out in Weldon Springs. I've also had several sessions we do at a park, and I can take them with me to someone's home. So it's incredibly versatile. It's incredibly effective, and there's really not too many places in your body that aren't being accessed by proper mechanics and proper training. The nice thing about it, Dan John has said this the best. The kettlebell swing is a fat-burning athlete builder. You learn how to do a swing right, and there's really not too much in your posterior chain that's not activated. Stack that on top of lifts like a Turkish get-up and just a simple goblet squat, and in 3 movements, you've hit effectively your entire body, and you're starting to retrain your movement patterns. Ray Cook, the co-founder of Functional Movement System, said it best. A Turkish get-up hits all 7 functional movements, or functional movement patterns in the human body. There's a lunge, there's a press, there's a pull, there's a hinge. Everything is in that get-up. When you have lifts like that are just so compounded, so effective, why would you not want to do them, is my question. And I get people that there's a little bit of an ego, well, the kettlebell isn't that heavy, I can do more with Olympic lifting. Well, in my opinion, you're starting to compare, you're comparing the fruit stand to the pizza parlor. You've got 2 completely different things there. Maybe pizza parlor's not the best example, but you're talking apples and oranges. You're talking 2 things that are both good for you in their own right, but they're different. Okay, Olympic lifting is fantastic. I love it. There's a lot of things you can address, and there's a lot of power you can really build from it. Kettlebells, double kettlebells especially, are really like the younger brother or the little sibling of the Olympic lifts. Look at a double kettlebell snatch, for example. Starting from the ground and going all the way overhead in that one continuous uninterrupted motion is no different. There's some little subtle nuances, but it's a lot of the same mechanics as a barbell snatch. When you look at it that way, Some people have a little bit less of a learning curve going from kettlebells to the Olympic lifts, and vice versa. Me, myself, personally, I haven't really delved too much into the Olympic lifts. I've done them a little bit here and there, and my experience has taught me that because of the foundation I laid from my kettlebell lifting, it progresses very well. I just have little nuances with my grip and some shoulder positioning and some hip positioning that I have to adjust a little bit under the barbell. But for the most part, I carried over very well and very easily from one to the other. Olympic lifting coaches will probably shoot me for saying this, but I know several guys who were big old lifters, and now they're master SFGs. So what does that tell you? I mean, they're able to do something with a kettlebell that they were able to do with a barbell, and they're able to do it safer and more consistently. Olympic lifting tears up the body, but really any kind of continual heavy lifting does. I mean, you have to be able to take those rest periods, and you have to be able to just do what you need to do, get in and get out, and that's time efficiency.
Also, another reason I like it, not only with the functional strength, like Mike said, you're limited to what the weight is. Well, in a static position, you're limited to what the weight is. The thing is, especially in your explosive movements like the Russian swing, with acceleration, you can change the weight, and you can easily magnify it tenfold by a concept of virtual force. Say 24 kilogram bell, 53 pounds. At a static position, it weighs 53 pounds, but with the swing, it's 53 pounds in motion. So with just my grip, I'm easily controlling 200, 300, 400 pounds of motion and inertia, and not only am I releasing it out, I'm also trying to pull it back down with the lats, and I'm catching with the hips. So it's constant. It's not just the static weight. It's weight with velocity.
And another fun thing to think of too is, people always say, well, I'm getting bored with swings. I'm getting bored with cleans and snatches and front squats. One thing I encourage them to do is, some people call them dead stops, some people call them power swings. But basically, as you start to swing, rather than continuing the motion, put it back down, restart, make sure that every rep is perfect. I love these because he hates them. I love them because they force you to work. I think somebody said 30% harder to do the motion. I find that I get a much longer stretch in the hamstrings, and I get to be more explosive. Plus, I get a chance to really focus on my form. 10 power swings or dead stop swings, whatever you want to call them, versus 10 just continuous swings, I'm gassed. And that's the way that I've effectively made my 53-pound bell a little bit harder, a little more challenging. So there are little ways you can tweak things. There's always a little bit something different you can do. And that's where coming in with a certified coach comes in handy. Find somebody who is SFG certified. Find somebody who really knows what they're doing, because trying to figure this stuff out on YouTube, I mean, you get the rare instances where you have a few good coaches out there on YouTube, but for every one good coach on the internet, you're going to find about 20, 30 people that just don't know what they're talking about, and they just don't know how to coach. They just don't get it. And it's not their fault. They're a product of what they know. And sometimes you just don't know what you don't know.
And you can always tell the difference between, even in real life, trainers who have no idea what they're doing versus those who do. I go to a couple actual chain gyms, franchise gyms, and I can always tell when a trainer has no experience with the kettlebell trying to coach a client because their swing looks like crap. Mike made the point of YouTube. That's actually, before I met him, I tried to learn off a couple of YouTube videos. And it was really cool.
I did it too.
Yeah, it's cool. I had a 6-movement series I was doing, 30 seconds a piece, 3 times through. I thought I was pretty on it. It was amazing. And then all of a sudden I meet Mike, and I go up to where he's training on an open house. And he's like, just show me your swings. I'm like, okay. He goes, okay, fix this, this, and this. I get 3 swings in, and just the workload was so different. It taxed me.
And the funny thing is, he brings up a good point. A certified coach can take what's already there. I started with a foundation where I was learning just how videos and books alone, and there are some cases where, if you don't have a trainer in your area, you have to go with what you have in your area. I mean, if you have a book in your hand, like Simple and Sinister, or the original Enter the Kettlebell book, those are great foundations to start with in order to really give you an idea as to what kettlebell training can do. But having a coach there to really walk you through and get you to feel what a good swing or a good clean or a good press feels like, the value is it goes way beyond the price of the book. I didn't have anybody in my area, so I finally found a couple coaches that they were certified at one point, and it helped me clean up a few things. But really, I had to just kind of rely on either video coaching overseas with some trainers or some people across the country. I was lucky enough to find another partner in the area who, she was kind of doing the same thing I was, and now we're the only two SFGs in the area. So it's just one of those things where you can progress with it, but I won't ignore the fact that had I had a certified coach in the area to help me from the start, I could have gotten much farther, much faster. And I would say it would have been a much more easy progression. I think I had to try and figure a lot of stuff out on my own. Having a coach there to kind of guide you along the way takes a lot of guesswork out. So my learning curve would have, where it was like this, it probably could have been more like this. It could have been more of a straight line, right. Direct point.
Yeah, I've got a background in martial arts, and the school I come from, we're always bad on people who try to learn from videos and books. Same exact concept. With an actual trainer or instructor, they can see all the little details that you're missing. Like I said, when I first went to Mike, there were 3 functional problems that my swing didn't have that I didn't know I was missing.
Hey, here's a trivia question, right? I'm going to put him on the spot here. He doesn't know what's coming. Do you remember what they were?
Lats. Didn't plank at the top.
Yep, didn't use his abs.
Yeah.
And then the most common one I see with the swing?
I use my arms.
No. He didn't know where his glutes were.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't squeezing those glorious butt muscles at the back there.
And they are glorious.
I'm going to throw a shout out here because for anybody who knows Master SFG Jeff Newper, and I'm going to give him a shout out on this because I think it's fantastic. So Jeff, you're getting this for free, okay? Because I can totally.
Yeah, you're doing a Master SFG.
I am. I'm going to give him a shout out because in his DVD Kettlebells Strong, he has a cue where he's working with a guy named Tim Anderson. They both wrote a great book together called Original Strength, but they got together on this project called Kettlebells Strong. Okay. One of the key cues that he uses in there is that you need to squeeze the glutes and create what he called butt tension. And then at one point, butt tension, TM, nobody else can use it, so I'm giving you a shout, Jeff. He had no butt tension, TM. But again, he had to pull with the lats to really get a good hike. As the bell was coming up, he'd plank with the abs and get real hard. That braces the bell and braces the back there so that you don't overextend yourself. And then the glutes kind of fire you into place as well for extra support on the lumbar. Those 3 things right there completely changed the shape and the style of his swing. I would almost argue that while he was doing a hardstyle swing, it was very soft. It was not nearly as powerful as it was, and suddenly that 16-kilo bell he was using felt just a little heavier and felt a lot more force production. His body immediately responded to it. It was great to see too, because again, 3 little things. I just said, here, I want you to focus on 1, 2, 3, swing. 5 swings later, and he actually started breaking a sweat.
Oh yeah, it was quick. I wanted to die after 10. I tried to kill him.
Yeah. He tried, but he couldn't. He was too tired. Anyway, so the point is, a certified coach is able to see these little things, and somebody who really understands and has gone through the immersion of a 3-day certification workshop really understands the coaching cues. When you go to something like that, guys, it's not just your normal fly-by-night you show fitness certification. This is something where people have to train for. They have to get their body ready. I had a few things pointed out to me at my certification weekend that I didn't realize I was not doing. And I always think it's funny that everybody I've talked to that does a cert like this comes away saying that there's always something they weren't doing. There's something they weren't doing. It's never, I was doing this wrong, I was doing this wrong. You get a little bit of that. It's more, what are you not doing that can help you get better? And that right there is, that's the keys to the kingdom. What are you not doing that can make you better? So going back to why kettlebells, what are you not doing? Do you need a whole set of Olympic lifting plates and a barbell in your basement in order to get super strong? No. If you had that, are you going to get strong? Heck yeah, as long as you know what you're doing with it. Find a coach who can help you along the way. The kettlebells take up maybe a small little corner of a basement, a little bit behind a garage somewhere. I've got some that are behind a box in my garage that they're completely out of sight, out of mind. I know they're there. My wife doesn't have to worry about them. I don't have to worry about my son running around accidentally tripping over them because they're out of the way.
I keep mine in my car. They're on the floorboard of my passenger side.
Keep them in your car. You might know some gas mileage decrease with the extra weight, but another story. That's a different video. Not for us. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Just a couple swings throughout the day. There was a great post I saw the other day about how just continually doing swings throughout the day, you can increase your fat burning potential. I like the idea. I'm actually going to try and test it out a little bit and just see kind of where it goes with myself. There's really not too many programs out there that I would give somebody that I myself have not done. And a lot of coaches are the same way. Very few people are going to put you at the advanced level in your third class. You know. However, if it were me training on my own, I might be the idiot that says, well, I can do that because I've done these over here, so this is no problem. And that's where injuries happen, that's where fatigue sets in, and that's where your form goes to crap because you're not ready. You haven't earned the right to do that workout yet. So, Mr. I'm going to do a snatch 50 reps in, he realized, I'm not ready for this yet.
I don't think this was a good idea.
But he's getting there. So, again, guys, I mean, kettlebells address a lot of different things. They address learning how to use your hips, your abs, your butt, learning how to stabilize with your lat for your shoulder. I came off a shoulder injury not too long ago, and a lot of it was because I was not firing my shoulder or my lat the way it needed to be to stabilize the shoulder and the socket there. That's something I had to learn. You know, again, what was I not doing? Using my lats. I was trying to rely too much on my shoulder and pushing the weight up. I should have been pushing myself down under. Just sink into that position and let the weight go up. You know, these are things that I've had other coaches tell me because, you know, as fun as it is and as good of a coach as I like to think I am, I can't see outside of myself whenever I'm lifting.
Right. It goes back to the whole you think you're doing something right, but there's little details you're not catching.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's pretty well good for this video. Guys, if anybody has any questions for us, either like our take on something, our opinions on a certain style of training or anything else, or even just questions on why we do something, or if you just have something you'd like us to cover, try and get information on it, or any SFGs over mic, if there's something you guys would like to have us talk about just to make us research it, that's always appreciated. Either comment on this video on YouTube or the Facebook group, which will be posted at the end of the video.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, that thing.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
There's a button somewhere around here. I don't know.
The last skill I possess is anything computer related, so.
And check out, I'm going to have a YouTube channel I'm going to see if Matt can link to as well, All Around Fitness. One of the few certified SFGs out here in the area, out in St. Peter, Missouri, Weldon Springs area. Come check it out, guys. I guarantee I can at least make you stronger by your first session in just something. Even if it's just a little bit more than where you started with, I'm going to leave you walking out feeling stronger, feeling ready to tackle your day. And yeah, you might be a little sore the next day, but it's not going to be that, oh my God, I couldn't walk for 4 days. You know, I want to leave you moving better, moving stronger. Okay, so check it out. Hope it helps you. If you get a chance to come see me, it'd be great. This guy will probably be there. Beards galore. Be swinging heavy, swinging hard. Getting ready for his next attempt at the snatch test here.
Oh yeah.
So
beer, steak, and heavy weights.
Exactly.
That's what grows.
You know, we're here at Mario's Cafe in Weldon Springs. Maybe we'll do another coffee talk sometime.
There you go. All right, so yeah, Heroes Forge on Facebook. Catch y'all later.
Cheers.